It wouldn't be CES without some crazy concept pieces from Razer. We've got the two newest ones, a smart mask and a crazy gaming chair that probably costs more than my apartment. Every year at CES, Razer really steals the show in a lot of ways by bringing some crazy cool concept pieces. Sometimes they're one-off prototypes, sometimes they're things that do eventually come to market. We're all still waiting for that triple screen laptop that we saw several years ago. That was one of the most popular things I've ever seen at CES. This year, even though we are not at CES in person, Razer still has some concept pieces, and they maybe have a little more leeway than they usually do because they don't actually have to host a suite in a hotel somewhere with a working prototype for us to play around with and look at. This time, these are just some photo renders and some 3D videos and a bunch of details about what would conceivably go into these products. Now, the first one is called Project Hazel, and that is what Razer calls a smart face mask. Obviously, we're all thinking about face masks all the time now and will be for many months to come. So Razer's concept is a fairly sturdy looking mask with adjustable ear straps and sort of a plastic framing, and in the middle is a transparent panel, either transparent or semi-transparent in some of the mock-up photos I saw, so that you could still see somebody's mouth and, kind of lip read and get a little more expressiveness in there. Now, we've seen that on some, masks that people are selling even now, but this is much more advanced because there is a amplifier and microphone built in so that you're not super muffled by the mask. People can actually hear what you're saying, which is a problem I know I have when I'm having a mask-to-mask conversation outside. So that's super cool, and also removable filters that you can then disinfect and recharge in a little UV light charging station, and then you just put them back in. And naturally, this is a Razer product. Of course, it has chroma lighting as well. That's like the 16.8 million color combination options that you can control from your Razer PC or from the Razer app on your phone or wherever else you have the Razer app installed. Now, all these things together make for a very impressive looking face mask. That said, you have to take all these with a grain of salt. These are always concept pieces, and much more so this year. These are just renders of concept pieces. We're not actually seeing them in person like we usually do at, real CES. Still, very interesting concept. I look forward to seeing more if they bring this back for another round later this year, next year, whenever. The other big concept piece from Razer this year is called Project Brooklyn, which I appreciate coming to you from Brooklyn right now, and it is a gaming chair. Now, last year at CES, Razer had a gaming chair prototype. It was more of a racing gaming chair, still very advanced, very cool looking. This one takes everything several steps further, and again, because you're building 3D renders of it and just talking about what you would conceivably put in it, you can really, just shoot for the moon. So, carbon fiber chair frame, leather backing, 4D armrest, which means they can move in a whole bunch of different directions, haptic feedback built in so the chair will shake and move. Of course, chroma lighting, because everything Razer has to have chroma lighting, and it could sync up with your, Razer controller or your headphones or your gaming laptop. All the colors can sync up and work together. But the big concept here is that in the back of the chair, there is a rolled up 60-inch OLED display that comes out and then unfurls in front of you as a gigantic curved display. Now, this is not actually outside the realm of possibility. There are already roll-up TV screens. There are transparent TV screens now, and they're becoming more transparent, and the roll-up ones are becoming more flexible. So these are not consumer products you're going to go out and buy right now, but the concept is there. We've seen the pieces in other products, so it's not outside the realm of possibility that you could put a giant rolled-up OLED screen in the back of a gaming chair and then have some sort of mechanism to lift it out and unfurl it in front of you, so you have a giant, very immersive 60-inch curved screen. This all sounds great. Even though it's called Project Brooklyn, I don't imagine it would fit in my Brooklyn apartment or the apartments of anyone I know. Again, when you're just doing concept pieces as 3D renders and wish lists of features, you can put anything you want in it, and it certainly sounds very cool. My only other concern is that if this ever becomes a real product, besides not fitting in my Brooklyn apartment, it might cost more than my Brooklyn apartment.